Hello guys, and welcome back to another daily vlog. We are doing the vlog inside tonight because happy 4th of July. It is 4th of July. And I wish all of you guys a happy 4th of July. Now, when you're going to see this, you'll probably see it on you might, if I can get it done and get it posted on the channel tonight, I will definitely do that because it is currently 6:56 in the evening on the 4th. So we decided to do it inside only because there's going to be, just a plethora of noise coming up very, very soon. So I hope that you guys don't mind that I'm doing this inside. I had actually a video ready for today. And I was going to go outside and sit on the deck because I still have time. It's like 7 o'clock. It's beautiful outside, but it's incredibly hot. We're having a huge problem with bees right now. So wasps, everyone is hiring services to come out here and spray. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I colored my hair. I colored my hair tonight. I haven't cut it in many moons, but I did color it. And I don't know, girl. I don't know. I told you guys that later on in the year, if not early 2027, we are going to talk about weight loss and what to do about this damn face because the jowls are showing more and more as I get older. But I'm hoping that if I lose a little bit of weight, this will go away, and then not away because you can't, that's nature. But I want to see what exactly I really want to do with it before I start getting all crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to, because I'm not having a facelift. My mom had a facelift. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to try to do anything and everything I can to keep my jawline a little bit more attractive than it is now. It's more or less the way it is right now because I'm heavy. And anytime you're heavy, you get 50 chins. That's just the way it works. So I'm going to leave you here. Let's roll the intro and I will be back to talk about my day, what's going on, what's happening. And there you go. So let's roll the intro. Editor, you know what to do. Okay guys, it is many hours later. I am going to try to use this mic and I don't know if it's working. I have this mic already that I got from Amazon and it was a different brand. And then this one now was the top rated one for 2026, which is it's weird with the Chinese brands because they're not commercial known brands like, I don't know, like Rode or something like that. So I bought this little mic here and I'm talking into it. And if it works in this video, then I'll definitely start using it on the Deck Diaries. It has a mic like prong, if that makes sense, like the pointy thing that goes into a camera. I don't think you can put an external hard plug-in in this camera, but I think in my Canon I can. So we'll see how this works. Hopefully you can hear me. Some people, like tack it onto their shirt. Some people hold it like this. So we'll see. So I am now picking up my vlog tonight here in front of the desk, and I definitely just want to keep these going because even though I didn't sit outside tonight, I just want to keep it going. So hopefully you guys don't mind the background. I know it's very boring. This wall is bare. You can see a little bit of my dining room. I was going to put some artwork up in here because I do make videos for my main channels occasionally here. And I was thinking about putting some artwork up on the wall, but we're literally down to the last 60 days of being here. So I don't think it's probably going to be smart, for me to put anything on the walls at this point. So, and sorry for the glare of my glasses, especially because the camera is like just above. It's almost like aiming up, if that makes sense. So normally I have my cameras up, like sort of facing down a little bit. So the glare of my glasses won't like be distracting. So if they are distracting, it's because I'm sitting in front of my computers and I don't mean for that to happen. So if it is distracting, let me know in the comments and I'll try to fix it next time. So we'll call tonight a desk diary. I'm trying to get crafty with like the way that I'm making my vlogs. You know what I mean? But it's very important for me not to miss, in my opinion, because this is sort of a challenge. It's like challenging me to vlog every single day, you know, to see if I have the commitment and the drive to do this. Obviously, this is very little editing. These types of videos don't take much effort. So that's why, it's more about commitment, and dedication of doing them and getting them up. So hopefully you guys don't mind. So it is 4th of July. We've got about 30 minutes left. The fireworks outside of our home, just the sounds and stuff, started about, I would say probably maybe about as soon as the sun went down, which would have been probably around 8 o'clock, somewhere like that, right when the sun went down. So for Northern California, we're not far away from a few places that have like these 4th of July events or, park-like settings. There's also another city not far from us called Fair Oaks, California, which has like this park setting where I think they do a show over there. Also, there was our neighbor that told us we're part of an HOA. So I wish I had HOA drama. I could, I said this in the last time when I was sitting on the deck. I wish I could clue you guys in on some HOA drama, but I just don't. I don't really get that in that 411, if you will, because I'm not the owner of this place. I'm just the tenant. Now, everyone within the cul-de-sac, not to digress, but everyone within the cul-de-sac, they do own theirs. There's only 2 renters in this cul-de-sac. That's myself and the unit that's like, this is like a horseshoe, right? The shape of it. And so I'm on one end of that as a renter. And then the other guy on the opposite side of me on the corner, he's also a renter, I believe. Now, I feel like I saw some new people there, so I'm not sure if the person that was renting that place is still there, but I do know that the people that own the properties around me did say that that was a rental. So I'm not sure. And then there's a lady there's a few units behind me, like I was showing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen my deck. I know that I wanted to have a pretty intro for this channel, so I used stock footage, which is like fancy AI, whatever it was. But the reels about my deck and the view of my deck, maybe I put that specifically in this one so you guys can see when I talk about the other units that face us. So when I say the other units that face us, it's their decks. So our decks face each other. And so over one, I do believe is another cul-de-sac, if I'm not mistaken, because that's kind of the way these are made. It's so interesting. So let me tell you a little bit about that too, because that's kind of interesting. So we moved in here in 2024, and it's so funny, like when you're new somewhere and everyone wants to know who you are, what you're like, that kind of thing. So right after we got here, our neighbors were really trying to feel us out. It was a gay couple that was on this side, really sweet, older gentleman couple. And he texted me and I was like, why is this guy texting? In my mind, I'm like, so he just seemed to want to get to know me somehow. I don't know why. And then he kind of stopped right after that. Because when I was like replying to him, he just stopped. He just stopped out of nowhere. And so when I was like engaging in his texts, it almost seemed like he was offended or something, or like he got an attitude. Maybe I said something wrong. But anyway, he stopped talking to me. And now when I see him and his husband outside, it just seems like they just kind of glare at us. Oh, I know why. I'll tell you why. So this is a little bit of a drama for you. Okay. So shortly after we got here, there was a kid that was roaming around the cul-de-sac, and he just looked like he was homeless. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. He just looked like he didn't live here. I don't know. I'm not from here, so I didn't know. So he asked me if he could pet Bella, our dog. And I think I said no or something. And I had I can have a little bit of an attitude when I want to have an attitude. So I said, no, I just said, I can't remember. I don't know, girl, because I'm like really reactive. So I don't really know. But all I know is that from that encounter, ever since then, I guess that was his son, the guy that I was telling you that was texting me. And he's like in his late 60s or something. You know what I mean? He's older, but like, I guess he got mad because, I think what happened, I don't remember specifically, but I think what happened was this kid was roaming around the yard or something, the grounds. And he had asked me if he could pet Bella. And then I was just nervous. I don't know. He just made me nervous. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. And then after that, because I thought he was befriending me, I think I said, hey, there was a strange kid roaming around here. And that's when he said, that's my son. And I went, oh, I'm so sorry. And I did, I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I was just, I just never seen him around here. And he just seemed I felt like maybe he seemed a little out of place. And ever since then, that person really, really did not want to talk to me anymore. So I was like, drama. So ever since then, that guy he won't really say anything to me anymore or whatever. He doesn't even smile. He just glares at me. And I didn't mean anything by it. I just meant, I was just being honest with what happened. Now, the neighbors that I have across, this guy right here, right next to us, my right, your left, on this side of our house, he's really sweet. And I think he's married. I don't know. But he comes out and says hello to me and to my son quite quite a bit. And then there's an older woman. I don't know if she's elderly, but maybe she is. I don't know. But she lives on the other side of him, and she's really sweet. And she told us right away that she was like the head of the HOA or something like that. And we didn't know. So she was kind of filling us in on the way things work around here. And, they have annual events, and they have like dinners, and they have like Christmas events, and and then there's a group text she was saying something about, like that she was asking me if it was okay for us to be involved in that. And I don't remember, but anyways, she's always really nice to us. And every single morning she walks, I want to say she's in her early 70s, maybe. She could be in her mid 70s. I'm not sure, but she's really sweet. She's a retired teacher, I guess. She taught high school. And so she's really sweet. And then across from her is another guy right here. He's really sweet. He works at a hospital in the ER. He just always kind of tells us his schedule and stuff. And I think the people that live with him are 2 roommates. I'm not sure, but he's really nice. He's really nice. He's always been so sweet to us. And then there's another unit on the other side of him, and I don't know who lives there. I've seen people live there, but I don't know who they are because they've never, approached us. And then there's an older couple that lives directly across from us. And I think my son Nick, has encountered them, and he said they were really nice. And then right here on the other side of me, on the very corner, is a elderly woman that lives alone, and her children take care of her, and they come and, check on her and stuff and care for her. And they come every single day. She's in her 90s. And so it's a really nice little quaint place, that we live at right now. It's just really dark. It's really dark. Like when I first found this place, I thought it was really quaint and cozy and cute, but I guess it just didn't dawn on me how dark it was until we were here. And then I realized how super dark it was. Like, it's dark. It's a tomb in here. No joke. Like, we have to have lights on every single day. When you go in the kitchen, you have to turn on the LED lights. When you're in the living room, like I am here, these lamps, I have one here in the corner and one behind me that usually stay on all the time, like, round the clock. And then if you want to walk through the hallways, even upstairs, it's pitch black, and it stays that way all day long, all night long. So that's why it's been nice here, but living here and the people around, but our management company is a little bit hard to deal with. So they're not terrible, but they're not easy either. It'll be nice to, kind of get away from them. I don't know. Last time when we were looking in April or March or even February, probably, I had seen a lot of properties that they were managing. So I won't say that they're horrible because they've been good to us. It's just their policy. You know what I mean? Their rules, their policy, everything in writing is very strict. So that's the only thing. You know what I mean? So we'll see what it's like when we move out of here, because there's a lot of stipulations and a lot of rules we have to follow when we move out of here. Like, we just have to do a bunch of professional stuff, and we have to have receipts for it and everything. So that's going to be, a very interesting experience. Now that it's 11:30 p.m., the fireworks have now stopped, or they're starting to taper down. But anyway, so in my last video, I was telling you that I had a story that something happened. And forgive Bella, hopefully I did the denoise thing that I do on my videos, but she eats a lot at night and she drinks a lot of water, and Bella is I love her to death, but she is such a slob. I'm just going to be honest. When she drinks water, she's just like, water just like literally falls from her. She's such a slob, but I love her to death. Anyway, but yeah, and she's so spoiled. So I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that when she drinks water, she's very messy. But anyway, so I was telling you that I was going to tell you a story. So the other day I was so mad. My mom was upstairs per usual. This is the stairwell right here. It was hitting dusk to dark. And all of a sudden, when it turned dark, I don't know if I took Bella out yet, but I knew I needed to take her out. And I think I even vlogged that night on the deck. And all of a sudden, I just heard these big pops, and obviously it's 4th of July, so you hear that. But it was just like a machine gun pop, And I was like, what the heck? Well, outside of our home, not far, like just very short feet away, or whatever you want to call it, there was this machine that was spitting out fireworks, and it was so close. The sparks from the machine were like hitting the ground. Do you know what I mean? Like the open common ground out here. And I was like, what the hell are they doing? I was so upset because I was just like, oh my God, what if they start a fire or something? Because I talked to our neighbor and I said, hey, did you hear that the other night? And I don't think he understood what I was saying, because he was like, there's a community center or something, he said, around the corner, and they have a show that they do every year. But that's not what I was talking about. I think what he meant was in this HOA, this estate, what do you call it? Like this estate establishment around here, you know, this community, they have like a community, like a clubhouse, I guess. And within that clubhouse, they have barbecues and they have stuff like that. And I think that's what he was talking about. I think he meant they do a barbecue every year and then they do fireworks and all that stuff. But the thing is even if that was the case, I think even if they were like, let's say they were at the clubhouse and they were like looking up or whatever, I feel like the machine that they were using to spit up to spit the fireworks out was like right by our house. And I only know that because I went beyond the deck. I went outside the deck, beyond the deck. I should have filmed it. I went beyond the deck and it was just shooting out all kinds of different fireworks. And I was like, because it was so close. And I was like, they're going to start a damn fire. Like you always know when you're getting older. Okay. You know what I mean? Like when you're young, you're like, oh, cool. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But you get older and you're like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? So it's like, I was just like, what is happening? So anyway, but the guy, anyway, but nobody said anything. So it must've been something arranged or something. So that was my drama because I was so mad. I mean, I didn't say anything negative. I didn't complain or anything to any of our neighbors or anything, but I was just like, what the hell? I was out there and I was like, kind of like talking loud, you know, because I went out on the deck and I was like, what the flip and flop are they doing? You know? Anyway, so that's what happened with that. But anyway, okay, so let's talk about my day. So the past few days, I have not been sleeping well. Since we've been here, I have been having to sleep on the sofa, and that was kind of already something I knew that was going to happen. And I've slept on my sofa. I'm just gonna be honest. I've slept on my sofa so many times that it's just not comfortable anymore. And so when I sleep on it, I have a really hard time sleeping because I can't, obviously when you're on a sofa, that makes sense. You can't stretch out, you know, you're stuck. And so I just don't sleep comfortably. So I wake up a lot at night, you know, and it's just frustrating. And to boot, I've been getting bit. I mean, my whole left leg is just bit up and I don't know what it is. I was asking, like, we've been talking to each other, you know, asking each other if we've all been getting bit, and whatever was getting a hold of me was just having a field day with my calf. And it's only my left leg too, because whatever was on me was not biting me on my right leg. It was just biting me on the left leg. And it bit me all around my calf area, all around my whole leg. And then also on my ankle, on the inside of my ankle, the outside of my ankle, and then on the front of my shin, and then on the front of my foot. Oh, I'm so frustrated with this, whatever. I don't even know what it is. And then I was asking them, the people in my house, I was like, do you think we have fleas or something? Because Bella's never had fleas. She's never had fleas. So I was like, what the hell is happening, man? Because I'm getting bit like so bad. So that's part of why I'm waking up, because I'm like itchy. You know what I mean? Oh, whatever. Anyway, I'm just like, I'm not happy. And then tonight, finally, your girl colored her hair. Okay. I colored my hair. I was talking to my mom today about, like, I was telling my mom, I'm like, man, my hair's just so thin. And I was telling her, I said, you know, I think it's about time that I invest in a wig, and start getting like familiar with wigs. I've talked to you guys before about this wig thing, but, she was like, your hair's going to look fake. And I said, no, they make beautiful wigs today. But she doesn't know how much they are. That's the thing, you know, because I told her, I said, they make, like, you know, glueless wigs where you just put them on and they have the part and everything and they're real full, you know. I think I'm gonna take the plunge, you guys. And once I get it, of course, I will make a video on my main channel. I don't know if I want to make a video on my main channel, like, about that. Maybe I'll make it on my vlog channel. I don't know. The last vlog I posted only got 4 views. And then the one I posted before that got like 144 views. It's not very many views, just like here, you know, when you start a channel, you can't expect your views to be super high. I mean, some people will, you know, some people will start a channel and they'll get 5, 6, 7, 10,000 views on the first few videos they do. But for a person like me, I've never had that kind of luck. I've had multiple channels over the years, just trying and sampling and trying to see if I could do this. And, every video I've ever made has always like, it starts really flat. It flatlines for a long time and then it kind of can take off a little bit. in terms of getting some traction, because I learned the process with YouTube, which I never learned before. But the systems I've been using, the AI tools I've been using lately, have been training me on how the algorithms work. And basically, when you make a video, even if you start a brand new channel, and YouTube tests that video with a very small pool of people, sometimes only 50 to 100. And they base the percentage on how many people click to watch your video and how long they stay and if they engage in the video. Because your clicks matter, but your engagement matters as well. So that means, how long did they stay? Did they say anything? Did they like the video? That kind of thing. And that's how they gauge on how wide they're going to push your video out in number. So if they test it with like 50 to 100 and only 5 people click on it or 10 people click on it, then they're going to stop there. But if they push it out to, like let's say 100 people and 20 people click or 30 people click or whatever the percentages that they're looking for, then they'll expand it on a little bit more and a little bit more. You know what I mean? And the pool will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then that's kind of how you end up getting into the recommended, they call it, which is the column you see on the side of YouTube if you're watching from your phone. I don't think you see that on TV when you watch videos from your TV. If you arrow down, like if you have a Roku like me or whatever you use, Amazon Fire Stick or whatever, whatever you're using, smart TV, and you arrow down underneath the video that you're watching and you're getting more recommended channels underneath that, then, that's what you're aiming for, is to try to get seen so that you can get out into the bigger ocean and the sea of people, if you can start gaining traction that way. And so every time I start a channel though, I think the average, they say though, in statistically, they say, the average person that starts a YouTube channel, the average views are anywhere between 20 and 100 to start out with for your first, 4, 5, 6 videos, whatever, 10 videos even sometimes. If you're lucky, you'll jump from 20 to 50 to 100 to 200. And then, the more your numbers go up that way, and the more people are watching you in duration, like you're clicking on my video now and you're watching it. Let's say you're not going to watch the whole thing, but you're going to watch, I don't know, the average that you watch is 6 minutes or something. Or I couldn't get past the first 2 minutes, so I left, you know what I mean? But for people that are interested in watching videos like this or whatever, just wondering if maybe the next video is going to be better or whatever, that's how YouTube is gauging how do we want to help this person get seen and what kind of people do we send the video to see where that person fits, because if you're not specific in what you're doing on socials, then the trained electronic service scanner doesn't know where to put you. You know what I mean? So, because remember, it's a pre-programmed tool that is recording everything you do on your social media account to figure out how to get you out there. Period. So if you're not specific, then the algorithm is kind of stuck. It doesn't know what your channel's about. It doesn't know, That's why they say titles and thumbnails and, description and all that stuff matters. And there's tools that I use for that, or tools that you can buy and use right off the bat to help you kind of get familiar with how to make videos and stuff like that. I would say the number one thing that I've learned over time, because I still struggle with it till this day, and I have tried so hard to have good audio and good video, and I think it's me, because I feel like my lack of experience in editing with video software, or editing software on the computer, I think I make mistakes, rookie mistakes, like fussing with the audio, fussing with the lighting, fussing with that, instead of basically just tweaking what I'm doing, but not to the extent that I'm doing it now, if that makes sense. Because I feel like, I don't know why, I tend to gravitate towards touching, thinking the lighting needs to be dressed up, or thinking the audio needs to have some kind of filtration to sound better. And sometimes it just doesn't need that, Some of what I said before, talking about the audio and the video, is everything has a component to it, is what I'm trying to say. So it's like, because if people aren't staying there, you're wondering to yourself, and the systems that teach you say, well, did you have a good title? Did you have a good thumbnail? Was your video good? Was your audio clear? Could they hear you? Could they see you? And it goes on and on and on. And that's kind of really that's how you gauge success on YouTube. Nowadays, they have so many AI systems that it's almost like you can't not be successful, to be honest. Like if you've ever considered doing social media, or someone that wants to, it's like you really can't fail with it, to be honest, because the key to social media in general that I'm learning at this point, just by observing all the people I've known over the years and all the people and all the mistakes I've made over time, is just show up. That's all you have to do is just keep showing up and keep posting. And whether you're making mistakes or, your content isn't the greatest or whatever it is that you want to hit goals or whatever, highlights, bullet points, that comes with the practice makes perfect kind of thing, And I think that's been my downfall from the beginning, So if you're new here, hi, I'm Christina. I do talk about social media in my day and things like that because I like to call myself a starving content creator. I love doing it and I've always wanted to learn how to do it properly. And it's something where I've constantly jumped around and been ADHD with it, been bipolar with it because I have yet to find a groove with it. When honestly, I'm finding out at the end of the day that it's just about showing up, that it really doesn't matter. A lot of the things that I feel like I stress about or focus or hone in on don't even really matter, to be honest. So my day consists pretty much, and why I wanted to do this is I wanted to do this just to talk to you guys about some things, I don't know, just life, life in general. Like, I feel like these kind of vlogs are few and far between on YouTube that I feel like more people would make, regardless of your age. It doesn't really matter because it's like a journal. Do you know what I mean? And when you're writing in a journal or you're making a diary, there's bound to be someone that will find your video that will just relate to what you're saying or what you're struggling with or what you're battling with or, or whatever phase you're in your life, So it's like this channel's just about checking in and talking to you guys about, I don't know, anything and everything. And a whole lot of nothing, pretty much. Basically just to check in and say, hey there, friend. Want to be my friend? Please be my friend. Kind of thing, It's kind of like calling your bestie at the end of the day and saying, man, how was your day? My day was jacked up. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So that's why if you're new here, that's what this channel's all about. There's really no rhyme or reason to this channel. So yeah, so I woke up. I slept better last night. I didn't sleep the last couple of days prior to that. And then last night, I did wake up though. I've been waking up at I've been laying down, training myself to lay down about 11. And then I wake up though somehow, some way around 3:30, maybe 2:30 sometimes. And it's weird because my body automatically wants to get up. I don't know why, but it does. And so I've been having to fight myself to just last night. Okay. So here's what I did last night. I leaned in because one thing as a person, I want to ask you a question. Are you a person that can sleep with the TV on? I really can't. Okay. I really can't because when I leave the TV on, the light of the TV, the sound of the TV, everything's keeping me up subconsciously. It's not like I can't fall asleep with the TV on, but the voices, the noise, the light from the TV keeps me up. Last night, I laid down early and I started watching is it John F. Kennedy Jr. story or something on Hulu? And so I started watching that and then I kind of fell asleep. I dozed off and then I couldn't find the remote. And I was just lazy. I was like, forget it. I'm not going to get up and try to find the remote. So tried to sleep with the TV on. And that's where I ended up, I dozed off, but I woke up. And so because my body wanted to force myself to get up, sit up and all that stuff. I just thought to myself, okay, I'm not going to sit up. I'm just going to lay there and watch the TV because the story was still on. Cause I was like, wait a minute. I haven't slept that long because this show should be over by now. Do you know what I mean? If I got any kind of decent hours sleep, this show should be over, but it wasn't. So I was like, damn, man, I bet you only slept 2 hours or something. And I couldn't find my phone and I couldn't find my remote. That's why I was frustrated. So instead, I just laid on my side and I just watched whatever episode was on, that was it was like a mini series. And so I just started watching it until I got tired again. And then I fell asleep. And by the time I woke up after that, I don't know what time I fell asleep because I feel like when I woke up, I was up for I think I was up for an hour and a half because I noticed I can see through the blinds at night, when I wake up and I can see if the sun's starting to, if it's the wee hours of the morning and the sun's starting to come up. So I was looking through the blinds and the sun was kind of starting to come up and I was like, ugh. I was like, because I did that the night before. I was like, I think I only got 3 hours of sleep the night before because I got up. I literally got up. And then last night, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to lay here and I'll just kind of lean in and I'll watch TV silently, which is what I did. Because the show was still on because I left the TV on and I couldn't find the damn remote, like I said. So I did that until I kind of started getting tired again. And then I turned the opposite way, fell asleep, let myself sleep. And I slept, I want to say I probably fell back asleep about 4:30. I'm guessing. I didn't look at the clock, but I'm guessing. I was up about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Probably not even that long. It probably felt that long, but I don't think it was that long. Then I woke up at 10. almost 11. So at least I got 4 or 5 hours of sleep. So I was kind of happy about that. And I was like, okay. But with that, when my days go like that, then, by the time I get up, it takes me a few minutes to wake up. So I'll sit on the couch. I'll have to like register to wake up a little bit. I usually watch my favorite creators in the morning when I wake up. I'll sit there for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I'll make coffee and I'll turn on my computer, but I won't sit here yet. And then eventually I'll sit here because I woke up this morning almost at 11. So I sat at my desk at like 12:30. And then, I don't know, I was up and down because I was doing laundry. I was like straightening up this little space I stay in. So that was kind of my day. But I was feeling a lot of pressure because I have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are my post days. And on my vlog channel, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday are my vlog channel days. And I didn't post yesterday on Friday because it's the last few minutes of Saturday. So I didn't post Friday. I think I posted Wednesday, but I didn't post Friday. So I'll post tomorrow. I think I'll just skip because I was going to right now, I was going to make a video earlier. I was like, maybe I should put that into priority. And I was like, no, I think I'll edit the video for this channel and I'll make my video for my main channel, which was late anyways. But I'm starting to get really positive traction on my channel, on my main channel. And I don't want to screw that up because I just started posting regularly and I'm getting my momentum back. And I do not want to fuss with that. I want to stay on task and I'm getting ready to move again. And my last move caused me to fall off the grid and I didn't post for 44 days and I'm not doing that again. I am not doing that again. So I'm trying to be very strategic as to how I plan for the rest of July and how I plan for August because we're moving in September. So I have to make sure that I have my videos intact, ready to go for all of September. And then I'll start filming new content in September for October. The next couple of weeks, I'm going to make sure that even if I have to repurpose content on this channel, on my vlog channel, just go through some of my pre-made videos and see what I can use for that time frame. I also have a lot of pre-recorded footage from when I moved from the other house that I still haven't put in video form. So I was thinking about maybe, trying to get some of that done. But I'm also trying to plan Halloween and Christmas. So what theme am I doing? What content am I going to film? I'm doing Vlogmas with a couple of friends I have here on YouTube that I do Vlogmas with every year. So I'm going to make some merchandise for us. I didn't say anything because I usually make merch for us every single year, but I talked about making it last year and then just never did. So I'm going to go ahead and make it and send it to them. And then, I'm not going to really worry about telling them what it's going to be or anything. I'll just send it to them. I have to go back into the orders that I sent them a couple years ago and find out what their sizes are. I was looking at some of the decals and stuff, designs I was going to use on our merch and see what I want to do with that. I had an Etsy store in 2020. I like Etsy, but I don't like the method of Etsy, meaning that if you don't use a business credit card on Etsy, you have to pay up front for your sales. And I'm not going to do that. I just can't afford to. I can't afford to. I love creating merchandise, but I cannot afford to pay somebody to buy something from me. I can't do that. You know what I mean? If I make a piece of merch, it's called print on demand. So if I design it and then a company makes the merchandise, sends it to the customer, but I have to, when the customer decides to buy from me, yeah, that's an exciting experience or it's an exciting thing, but I have to pay up front for that out of my own pocket. And then I get reimbursed and I can't afford to do that. I'll go broke. I absolutely cannot do that. So that's the only reason why I don't want to do Etsy. I'm going to explore the company that I actually make merch on. I think we were allowed to have a store there, but if not, I was thinking of maybe switching to Shopify or something like that. But all of them, they all kind of operate the same. So unless you have a business credit card, that's really the only way you're going to be able to do print on demand because you have to pay those fees. You have to pay the cost out of pocket, and if you're charging it and they reimburse you, okay, fine. But if you don't have any outlet for that money to come out of when somebody purchases something from you, then you're in trouble. And that's what happened is I was so excited when I first started my Etsy shop. I was like, oh my God, I sold 4 or 5 shirts. I was so excited. And it was $200 or $300. And the next thing I know, I got a notification in my bank that $300 was gone from my account, my personal account, my bills and, my my living account. And I was like, oh my God, I can't do that, And that's the thing I was so upset about, learning print on demand and watching tutorials and things like that, people that were teaching how to do it, because not one person on there is going to be honest and tell you that you have to pay up front and then they reimburse you. No one, not all the videos I watched to find out what company to use to make the merchandise. There were quite a few competitive companies that you could choose from, where to sell the merchandise, what platform did you want to use? No one was saying, yeah, beware, because if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to end up paying out of pocket. And then Etsy will pay you back. That's not the issue. When you get your sale and you're selling a shirt for $40, that comes out of your own pocket. And I was like, that's why I turned around, and sure, it was exciting that I had 6 sales, but 40 times 6, that's what came out of my bank account. So I was like, I cannot do that. So I was like, no, let's scratch that. Let me find something else to do. Yeah. I've kind of dabbled in a lot of side hustle tutorials and stuff, trying to figure out a way to make some money on the side. And content creation has always been just one of those, it's like when you see, is it a cat chasing its tail? Is it a cat? You know what I mean? Like where you're spinning, always trying to catch it, but you never catch it, So that's kind of been my experience with YouTube, is just, it's been an ever loving a revolving door that I could, I just have never, I don't know. I've never hit the jackpot with it, I guess. So that's why I'm still trying, because I love being creative, but at the same time, you got to stay with the times. And now we're in an AI phase in life, and I'm trying to learn those programs and stuff like that. So for me, that's why when my computer had a hiccup and I didn't have a computer at all, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do with myself? Because right now with our living situation, we're just so cramped. There is literally no room. So it's not like I could be, like I said, I think I've said this in a previous vlog that like, there's a lot of things I could be doing. I could be decluttering, organizing, getting the garage ready for the move, cleaning up, packing things we're not using. Like there's a lot of things I could be doing. So it'd be silly for me to say, well, there's nothing for me to do, because that's just not true. Anyways, yeah. So when my computer just kind of, everything came to a halt, I just found myself watching TV. I do chores all the time, laundry and dishes, and I tidy up and things like that. But as far as my space where I stay, it's pretty cramped, and I don't have anywhere to even put anything. And I order a lot of stuff, and that's like another challenge of where to put it. So let me know in the comments, have you guys ever been in an interim? Have you ever sold your house, moved from an apartment to a house, had a house and had to end up, moving in with family, or doing something that just unforeseen, or something you didn't anticipate? It's not like we didn't know we had to come here, but it really was a last minute decision. So, it was just one of those things where it's just, it was just going to be a tight fit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to jump on Amazon and look at a couple things. I was able to get my videos out, so I'm very happy that I was able to achieve that goal, because I do have daily goals I try to hit. I'm really trying hard to stay consistent on socials and post and do what I'm supposed to do. I recently joined 1 month, because I really don't want to do it for a long time, but I recently just joined ChatGPT. I had the Plus service last year, and then I decided to not do it because I felt like it wasn't serving any purpose. Like I felt like the free version was good enough. And because I can't remember how much of the free version and what the difference of the premium version was giving me, I ended up just joining ChatGPT for 1 month to see if it was going to kind of give me the special features I was thinking it was going to give me. But I don't know. They changed it somehow from last year to this year, because now it's saying that it's not going to do half of the things that it did with me last year when I used it for the first time. And when I say that, the one thing I like about ChatGPT, or that I've learned that I like about ChatGPT, is it can create like agendas for you. It can create like planners, and like, I'll show you. I have a cork board right here. I'm going to put my mic down and I'll just show it to you. So hopefully you saw that. Anyway, ChatGPT with the Plus plan made all that for me. So I didn't have to create any of that. It did it for me. And so I was thinking that if I joined the Plus program, or the Plus plan or whatever, then it could make me some new goals and some new calendar routines and things like that. Schedules, I guess, content planners, goals and stuff like that for different platforms. But I don't know, it's not doing it now. So I just feel like it's quite disappointing, because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So, I've worked with it before though, so I kind of know like what my goals are with this, It's basically just a post. That's really it. Just as long as I post Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday on my main channel, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday on my vlog channel, and then post every single day on this channel, then I feel like I'll be able to, if I can do that for 6 months straight, then I should be into the YouTube paid program. We'll see. I don't know. But that's my goal. So, and it's not even, obviously I need to try to produce quality content, obviously, but at the same time, you learn that with time. So I'm not really worried about like the quality of my content right now. I'm more worried about getting it out because, like I said before, with social media platforms, when you decide to try your hand at being a creator, the algorithm, from what I understand, the algorithm is trained. Once you make an account and you start posting on it, the algorithm is trained to record or to scan or to monitor how you use that account. So how many times you post a video a week, what are those videos about? How long are they? Are you consistent kind of thing, and that's kind of honestly how you get in the YouTube paid program. So that's where, I have to prove to myself that I can be consistent because I start consistent, but I don't stay consistent. So that's two different things there. So I don't know. I need to make a Walmart order right now. It's 12:09. We've been hanging out for about 50 minutes now. In the next few days, I'm going to this is why I like ChatGPT, because I just tell it what I want it to do and it puts together my planners, the goals I want to hit. And with my ADHD mind, every night I tell myself I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And then I just end up floating. My mind just floats all over the day, it just floats everywhere during the day. I don't get anything done. That's why at least when I work with ChatGPT, it tightens my focus, and it says, if I say, hey, can you make a PDF of how I should post, because it's reading from data and statistics from the internet. So that's why I ask it, and you can do it with anything. You don't have to do it with social media, but I'm saying it will create a plan for you for anything, whether any goal you want to hit. I might even start a chat thread about this bucket list thing I want to do for the whole year of my, from July to July, not now, but from July 27th to July 27th. I want to go somewhere once a month and I want to put together a calendar of when I want to do that, and where I want to go, so I can check off the things I want to do. And then I need to make a planner and a goal list of with my social media content, because that's all I focus on. That you're going to hear me talk about that a lot, you guys, because that's just what I do. I'm trying to talk about my personal life too. And I will, there's days when I think about real life stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of just checking in, I guess maybe hold myself accountable and you know what I mean? And just make sure I'm doing what I say I'm going to do every day. Also saying hello to you. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to ask it to make a calendar and a schedule for fall content, Halloween. I want to do I'm like I told you guys before, and I have to start making a house scheduling thing. I need a regiment. Do you guys struggle with that? I'm just, we're going to wrap here in a minute, but these are the things I'm trying to get myself to get done every day. And with me having to edit, I just end up not doing what I'm supposed to do. So hold me accountable. Tomorrow, I'll let you know if I got it all done, because tomorrow's Sunday. So when I get up, if I can get to bed at a decent hour, because it's already 12:15, girl. It's already 12:15. So hopefully I can get to bed at a decent hour tonight, maybe by 1:30, and then I'll start making my agendas tomorrow, because I really need to start getting them on paper. But I just need chat. I don't know. There's this new system too on AI called Claude. I keep hearing people talk about it. So maybe I'll try that. My son swears by Gemini. He thinks Gemini is a good one. So we'll wrap up there. Everything's gone quiet now outside. So it's time to wrap up the 4th of July. It's time to say hello to Sunday, July 5th. See where we are by the end of the day tomorrow. I do promise you guys that tomorrow's video will be on the deck. So I will go back out on the deck. Let's just hope that the bees don't get me and I'm not swallowing and choking on bugs like I was the other day. Oh my God. I can't believe that. But yeah. Oh my God. And I have to go out to the stores next week. Tomorrow's the 5th. Tomorrow's Sunday. So the 6th is Monday. The 7th is Tuesday. And Tuesday is when I have to go to Home Goods and see if I can find Joanna Parker. So That's another thing. So I'll be making videos in the car next week too. I don't know. I'm thinking I should just keep these like sit down vlogs on the deck and not do the car vlogs in the car. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be tonight's convo. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was just kind of all over the place, but we checked in. So let me know how your day was. Let me know if anything I said resonated with you at all. Do you feel scrambled at the end of the day like I do pretty much every day? Like I didn't get shit accomplished, but hopefully I can get my stuff together. But anyway, I hope I kept you company in some way. Like the video if you enjoyed the casual, very non-meaningful conversation. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, you guys. Stay safe. And I will talk to you manjana. Bye, guys.